Hey, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Soul CEO podcast. It is episode 52. My name is Rachel Pekarik, and here at Soul CEO, we are passionate about helping network marketers and entrepreneurs build a profitable business without losing their family, their friends, or their soul. And today is a great episode. We're talking a little bit about I was actually a coaching call, and I was just coaching one of our leaders down under in Australia about blowing up her social media. This woman is a woman of God, and she loves the Lord with all of her heart. And she is trying to discern by having lots of people on her social media, like a very public profile and the visibility of that, or just having very key people and kind of getting, I could sense in myself that she was getting a little bit particular about who she'd friend or maybe enroll just by some of the language. And so I wanted kind of to call her out and coach her on that and give her a bigger picture view of what we're really doing in network marketing. So if you're building a business that is based on subscriptions, this is the episode for you. And if you're brand new to this podcast, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and leave a written rating, and a 5-star review because it really means a lot to me. This podcast is free. We're not sponsored by anything. And so we depend on you guys, the listeners, the subscribers, the fans, to go out and share this and give us some love because it really helps us out. I want to highlight one of our reviews from Melissa Stinson, who says, "This beautiful lady truly cares for others. She is smart, funny, and has a heart of gold. Her leadership is amazing, and she's on a mission to change lives. So blessed to be a part of her journey." Melissa, I appreciate you. Love you, girlfriend. Thank you so much for that review. For today, guys, grab a pen and piece of paper. We're going to be talking about ways to protect yourself online. Some simple things, especially as a woman, how to set up your profile, how to avoid kind of weird confrontations with like followers offline, what to share, who to friend, and some of the weird culture things that I see happen in this industry that are quite disgusting. And I think as Soul CEO, we are called to elevate the industry and called certainly as Christians to be a light on the hill. So I hope that this coaching call blesses you today. Make sure you share it. Tag me on Instagram at Soul CEO. Love you guys. Obviously, as like a woman on social media, there's some just generic basic like privacy things. As a mother on social media, there's like the next level, and you have to decide how much of your kids you're going to show and things like that. Most people like you, they'll choose, hey, just friends only. They're not going to show like that publicly. But in general, if you really want to go to the next level in social influence, right, because you're in this massive rank run, you want to be public. You want to be accessible. You want to be visible. So you don't want, like when you're going into Facebook, you go into like the privacy settings and all that, or into, I think Instagram, you can either be private or public. They have to request you or whatever. No. You want to be visible. Now, I say make very good decisions just in general for safety. Like let's say like we go on a trip, me and Tony, and I was just sharing with you our anniversary trip. I had this amazing vodka seafood pasta dish. Oh my gosh, vodka sauce is my favorite. And it was the best lobster, scallop, shrimp. I was just unbelievable. And it was one of those that's like, I want to tell the world, like, this is just so delicious and amazing. Everyone needs to go to Northern New York to have it. But Lord, you know that I'm not tagging that while I'm there. Like I wait till I leave and then I'll make a post and I'll tag there, right? I also make a very conscious decision. I don't tag things that I go to often. So I don't tag my gym. I don't tag my church. I don't share things like that because, there are crazies out there that if you go tag your church, like, at least here in the US, like we're gun toting, and so in Australia, not so much, right? So, bring your shank or something. But honestly, like there's some things that I just don't share on a public profile. As far as accepting friend requests, as far as that kind of thing, you were saying like, okay, just praying, should I have key people or should I have lots of people? Should I only have good people or should I just have like the masses? This is my perspective. And when we started our team, we created a saying, and it's everyone matters, everything matters, right? And it was the idea that actually was born out of a very very destructive culture of my past company. You know the company. And it was performance-based acceptance. It was like, what have you done for me lately? It was all about the grind, the push, the money, the volume, the drive, the ranks, the end of the month. If you're not working 80 hours a week, you're part-time. There just was an intense amount of pressure. And I felt like that was very corporate in a feeling. And I was like, when I go to this new company and I'm building this team heart, everyone matters. And I wanted it to be a place that it was almost like a marketplace ministry. And where it was like that regardless of your race, your gender, even your religion, your ethnicity, your performance, your past, like, I don't care if you've been to jail. I don't care if you went to Yale. Like, you will find a place of acceptance here. And because I truly believe that God has shared with us that God is love, and God is obviously infinite, powerful, all-knowing, omnipotent, all-omniscient. But love is the most powerful vibration, powerful force in the universe. It's incredible. And so my belief is that everyone needs that love. And if I have a lens that is, especially like if you're at 500 friends on Facebook or 1,000 or 2,000 and you still can max out, yeah, you can be looking for the popular people or the good people or just completely like-minded to you. But what if there is someone that you kind of immediately disregard that God has placed in your path for a reason? And maybe they're struggling in their faith, or maybe they are struggling in their marriage or in their mindset, or they're, on their knees at night praying for a solution that you have in health and wellness. We were doing a team call last night, and one of our top distributors in the US, he's killing it right now. And we're doing these big accountability teams. And so he was sharing how he's keeping his team accountable. And he shared that he was texting through our app the invite video and the invite script. And he's like, I don't remember half the contacts in my phone. And it's true. I was like, I don't remember. I'm like, I look at these names. I'm like, who are these people? Like, I should have written notes when I met them, what company they're in, like some background, like who is this person? But he's just like on a tear right now, like just a month of action, sending out messages. And he ended up sending a message to a guy. He didn't recall who it was. And so they got in a text dialogue back and forth, figured out where they had met and how they had known each other. And he said, Eric, you won't believe it. Eric's a distributor. You won't believe it. And he went on to open up his heart that just that morning, he was praying to God for a dramatic health solution and a health crisis. And so it was like immediate, like, you FaceTimed me today for a reason, right? And so the point being is that we be careful not to judge too much. And I don't think you are, but just we always have to say, like, there was the post I made a couple months ago, and there was a leader in network marketing, and I use leader very loosely. And he said, he made this big long post on Facebook, and like probably standing in front of his Lamborghini or something ridiculous. And he said, stop recruiting losers. Stop recruiting losers. And you'll hear that in a lot of like older school network marketing training. And that's probably from the performance-based acceptance cultures and companies and the big head honcho ego peacocking types. They'll be like, recruit up. Stop talking to losers that don't have the time or the money, that are full of excuses. And I'm like, oh my word, I am so glad that 15 years ago, somebody called me because I was a loser. Like, I was a loser when I started network marketing. Now, granted, you might say, oh, Rachel, you were this, cute little 21-year-old blonde, peppy retail manager. But I was a loser. I had 81 people to my, names to my life. I had no money. I had $10,000 in credit card debt. I was a college dropout working in retail. I was a loser. I was a loser in mindset. I was a loser in commitment. I was a loser in follow through. I was a loser in people skills. I was a loser in leadership. I had no networking experience, marketing experience, advertising experience, nothing. And so I am so glad that somebody didn't prejudge me and say, hey, I'm not going to invite you. Hey, I'm not going to add you. Hey, I'm not going to friend you. Hey, I'm not going to recruit you. Hey, I'm not going to sponsor you. I'm not going to lead you, mentor you. Nobody was born a winner. We've all been bred and groomed and raised up to victory. And so I think that it's important to have discernment of, is it pure protection, or is it that, we don't want to have like an elitist or saintist attitude. It's like that we don't want to, because there are a lot of people. Now, I want to share a really interesting thing about network marketing. You probably heard it. You probably taught it a million times. You've been in this industry. Network marketing is getting a lot of people to do a little bit. It's getting a lot of people to do a little bit. And when I started this business 5.5 years ago, when I started our company, one of the things that I did is I set a mission to put 1 million people on our flagship product. And I did the math and I extrapolated that would make us a $500 million team. And so my end goal is subscriptions.
19.
It's the entire reason that I'm building the business is all about subscriptions. It's the only metric that I really care about. And when I think about like, do we want the key people or a lot of people, think about the Apples of the world. Does Apple want just key users that buy all the apps and have all the devices? Or do they want a lot of people to have a little bit of Apple? Do they want, like, hey, not everyone's going to have, the 27-inch Mac I'm talking to you on. And then I have the iPad Pro that somebody gave me, and I have my iPhone. My husband got an iPhone, and we both have MacBooks. I mean, we're like Apple heads, right? And like, we are so stuck into iTunes now. Like we could never leave if we tried our entire life. Every song, every download, every photo, every video, like every app, everything we've ever made is all app. Like we are done, right? So we are the key people, right? But Apple's based on an entire subscription model. It's called iTunes. And so, ultimately we got to look at larger corporations. If we want to have $1 million mindset, it's a sense of we're getting a lot of people to do a little bit. And if ask God every day, this is one of my prayers. God, bring me the people. I just ask for divine introductions. Bring me divine introductions, whether that be through social media, whether that be in an Uber driver, Uber cab, whether that be on a flight, whether it be through a referral. Bring me somebody. And it's not, and again, not because of me, because I'm pretty selfish and greedy and wicked and wretched and a sinner. But what I will say is, I'm not even asking, bring me the key people or the divine introductions for my business. No. Bring me people that I can serve. Bring me people that I can exhort, right? Edify in the faith. Bring me people that I can encourage. Bring me people that I can speak a life into, make that apparent. And that's changed for me over the last 6 years, where in every situation, girl, I was just constantly looking for, where's the deal? Where's the in? Where's the prospecting? Where's that? And now it's like, how can I serve them? How can I bless them? How can I mentor them? How can I be a light in their life?
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, I did a call recently, it was 2 Mondays ago for the team in US. And I said, we kicked off the June, and I said, this is the month of action. We have all this stuff going on. Everyone's excited. Like we open the month. It's like, rah, like, let's go. Right. But the Holy Spirit really paused me preparing for that call, because I think people are really worn out, and I think people are tired. I think pandemic fatigue is hitting in for a lot of people. Here in the US, we're reopening up, and I know for you guys as well, but then you have Melbourne, and then you have places like Canada, that Ontario, that are still basically been locked down for 16 months. But even beyond that, there's so much tension, division, this way, that way, mask, no mask, vaccines, no vaccines, politics, race wars, economic issues and stress and strife. And so I feel like we have kingdom work to do. And if
Amen.
every day it's like, hey, you're coming humbly before, like, Lord, bring me the losers. Because it was the losers that you went to and you served and you healed and you ministered to and you told them the truth and you brought them into your little group and you converted them. And so for me, it's like, Lord, bring me those divine introductions of who needs a good word today, who needs the love, who can see Jesus through me, use me, use me, use me. And Lord, if there are opportunities where our products or this business makes sense, give me courage to share, give me the words to say, prepare the conversation, act before me. You know before I knew, you knew before I was born. So you've got to figure it out. Do your best, let God do the rest. And so it's one of those things where if you want to be big, start thinking bigger. Start thinking public, start thinking viewership, start thinking impact. You can't live that way in a little tightly wound, perfectly predicated little bubble of protection and analysis and auditing and like, are you good enough to be here? You know, do we really want to enroll you? Do I really want to bring you into my little crew? It's like, no, like, everyone come, like come and hear the good news, obviously the gospel, but also the good news of the company, good news of this opportunity, come and see. And even so, what's going to be so amazing is there will be people that you're going to be starting to add in to your friends list, to your followers, to your network, to all this sort of stuff. And they may never join you here, but they will watch your life. They will see your posts. They will tune into your lives. And it has been so phenomenal for me to get the random DM years later. And they say to me, I have been following you since ABC Company. You have no idea what you've done for my life, what you posts have been. I should have wrote this letter a long time ago. I'm now reading the Bible. We're going to church. We're like, oh my gosh, this is happening or this is happening. You're inspired. Like you don't even know what you could do and the way that God could use you online just by being bold for him and then really just creating a community and a space where everyone is valued and mattered and it's not about like prejudging the situation whatsoever.